Hi, this is Angel with Angel's Reborn Dolls and More. And today I am going to show you how I make pacifiers that fit silicone dolls, silicone fantasy dolls, alternative dolls, partial silicone dolls. A while back, when I got my Lily Rose Ashton Drake doll, she has an open mouth, and it's not quite big enough to take a regular pacifier like this. So I had made her some pacifiers that fit her mouth since she can't take a magnetic pacifier. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you what I do and how I make them, because I have a few new silicones, and they're preemies, and so their mouths are a little bit smaller, and this is just a little bit too big, especially when it has this lip around it right here that protrudes out. And I don't want to stretch the silicone or break it. But I am going to show you how I use this to make a mold, to make a pacifier that will fit in my preemie size silicones. Now, first what you're going to do with any of the pacifiers is you're going to remove the nipple that's on there. You can do this one of two ways. You can use an X-Acto knife, or if you don't feel comfortable doing it, you can stretch it down like this. Take your scissors, place them right at the edge, and pull as you cut, and it will remove that pacifier nipple. Just like that. And there you have the pacifier nipple. Now, depending on what shape you want your pacifier to be, what shape you want the nipple to be, you could use this to make a mold from. I have done that with a previous one, and it looks like this. It's not from this particular one, but from a different nipple that I had cut off that looks kind of like that. But for the ones that I'm going to be doing today, I want a round shape like this. And since this is just a little too big, I'm going to actually use this as the mold for making my nipple. Now, I've got my hot glue gun heating up. I've had it heating for a minute, so hopefully, and I may have to add glue to it. I don't know if I've got enough glue in it right now to do a complete one, but I'm going to start by taking this pacifier and pushing the nipple up into it like this. You do this because when you put the hot glue inside, you want to be able to fill this whole area right here without trapping air bubbles in. I have done some and gotten the air bubbles in. Depending, if your air bubble is not too bad, this one has an air bubble. You can kind of see. If it's not too bad, it's usable. But I have done them and gotten air bubbles, and they've torn when I've tried to remove them from the mold. So what I'm going to do is push up on it like this, and then I'm going to place my hot glue gun inside here all the way to my fingertip, and then I'm going to slowly, as I move I'm going to move the glue gun around, and I'm going to slowly fill that. And then Now you can see there's air now in there, which I really did not want. But what you can do is if you squeeze it just right, you can kind of work the air bubble out and then fill the glue in. You have a little bit of playtime. Be careful with doing this because this glue is hot, and even though you've got this pacifier in between, it still burns your fingers. Now, depending on how you want to do this, I usually do it like that, and then I take this to cool it quickly. I have some ice water, and I dunk it in the ice water. Let it sit for just a few seconds, and that will cool it off and harden it up. It hardens it up pretty quickly. You move it around a little bit, and then you just kind of feel it. Nope, not quite hard enough. You may have to add some more ice. I only put 3 little ice cubes in there, and that may not have been quite enough for doing this. Usually I fill it a little bit more, but okay, let's see. Okay, it's starting to firm up now. Give it just a minute longer in the ice water. Once it's nice and firm, then you can pop it out. Pop it out, you just simply push up on it like that, and then you can grab it and pull it out. And you have this portion of the nipple. Now, depending on what size doll you have, you can either cut this off right at the edge, or you can measure it up and cut it off shorter depending on where you need it to fit for your doll. I'm going to move that over, and I'm going to grab my baby so I can show you what I'm talking about. Hopefully I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to here's the nipple that I have created, and as you can see, it fits nicely into her mouth, like so. You can see that probably needs to be cut off right about there. Just kind of measure and see where you want it, and then cut it off, and then I'll show you the next step. So we'll take this. Now you have options on how you want to cut this off. You can do it with your scissors and just take it and cut it right across. I think I'm going to cut it right about there. It cuts nice and neatly off. I cut that just a little bit at an angle, but that's okay because you're going to have to hot glue it to your pacifier anyways, but you're going to put it on. So let's see, which pacifier did I? Oh, I did this one. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I actually want this on this binky, or pacifier, I don't know how you want to say it. So I'm going to cut this one off again, the way you cut them, or the way I prefer to cut them off, because I don't like messing with the X-Acto knife too much, is I pull this back, and then I take the scissors and just pull as I go, and you pull it taut when you cut it, that little bit goes back inside, and you don't have to worry about it. like so. And it's nice and flat right there. None of the silicone is out. And again, you could use this MAM portion if you wanted your pacifier to be the flatter. Or the other option you have is, while this is still in the mold, if you want it to be flatter, you can actually squeeze it and hold it as it gets cooler, and then put it in the water and kind of squeeze on it. And while it's inside of here, you can squeeze on it and make it shaped flatter if you want it flatter. So now I'm going to take my pacifier that I've altered, and I am going to put some glue, hot glue around it. Hopefully I've got enough hot glue on here to do this. Like so. And then I'm going to place my nipple on in the center like so. You can see like that, and then try not to touch it too much because one, the glue is hot, and two, you get all the spiderweb glue. Now if you want this to dry faster or harden faster, so you can again dunk it into your tank of ice water, which now my ice is all melted, but I can put it in here and that will harden the glue up. Now, the nice thing is, when you put that glue around, you're putting it into where all those little grooves are, and that'll make it hold so that it won't pop out. And it's almost done. Like so. And then, to show you, let me dry this off real quick, and we will try it on here so you can see how it fits. So there we have our new little modified pacifier that will work in her mouth. And let me get my little girl up here again. This in her mouth like so. And it fits in there beautifully. And now she's got her little passy that actually fits her mouth. See? Fits snug up in there. Now, if you don't like the position of where the pacifier sits, you can always move that nipple down just a little bit, place it a little bit lower if you want this to sit a little bit lower. Or place it, actually, you would place it just a little bit higher up, and then that would put it a little bit lower in her mouth. So that if you didn't want her nose to be hidden. But as you can see, it slips in there nice and easy. Fits beautifully in there. And it's perfect. Now, I can also show you how I do it. Another video for that. But this is Angel with Angel's Reborns, and little baby Paisley now has a new passy that fits her mouth beautifully. And the whole reason for that is because when I put the other one in her mouth, I gotta pop it back out. It's inside. Make sure I pop the glue out. So to pop it back out. There we go, like so. I'll show you mouth is smaller. It's a bit small for this. You kind of have to squish this, and I don't like that. I'm trying to push it in there. It doesn't go down all the way. It doesn't sit flush. So that's why I use that to make the mold. And that way it'll sit nice and pretty and flush. And fits beautifully in her little mouth, like so. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll make another one showing you how I do the flattened ones. Have a great day. This is Angel with Angel's Reborns, Dolls, and More.